Live.
What is up, Schmoes Bros Nation and everyone watching on YouTube? No, it's not Hunter, although he is here with me. Yeah, it's me, Alex Warden, starting you off this evening with a wrestling news takedown here on Schmoes Bros. We've been off the air for a couple of weeks. We haven't been here since we did the Best of 2017 show. But honestly, it's a big week. If you are wrestling fans like me and Hunter are, this is a huge week. It's Wrestle Kingdom tomorrow, baby. Oh, I wish I didn't have to work so I could watch it live, but I will definitely catch up on it. And of course, the man with the plan, the guy who runs the show, is here with me, Hunter Chambliss. Hunter, what's going on?
What's up, Nerd Nation? Yes, Wrestle Kingdom tomorrow night. I will be watching it live because I work early, so I get off a little bit earlier. Fair warning, my voice is going to sound a little weird. I'm getting over a sore throat, so I'll be eating on these. Sorry for the rudeness. Excuse me. But we're here to talk predictions for Wrestle Kingdom 12 tomorrow night and Clash of Champions mini review.
All right. Well, that being said, let's leave the predictions for Wrestle Kingdom for a little bit later, and let's just catch up on some of the news. As you mentioned, first off, way back in December when we did our first show, it was a few days before Clash of Champions. Let's go ahead and let's pull up the card for that show and see what we missed out on, although honestly, I went back and watched the show. We really didn't miss out on much. All right, so let's go ahead and let's take a look. Sorry, doing this on the fly here, folks, so I got to pull it up on whatever source has the match and breakdowns. All right, so let's run
the matches and show it.
Yep.
You share it.
Oh, got it here. But yeah, if you want to pull that up. Starting off there, we had the pre-show match, the Hype Bros exploding, the Bro Powers breaking up. Mojo Rawley versus Zack Ryder. Mojo went over by hitting his finishing move. I can never remember the name of it, nor do I care what the name of it is. Then on the actual card, we started off with a big upset for a lot of people. Dolph Ziggler winning the triple threat for the U.S. title between him, champion Baron Corbin, and the glorious one, Bobby Roode. Honestly, that was a ridiculous shock for me, almost as ridiculous as that screen sharing that just happened there. Holy God, infinite Alexes. I never want to see that, and that's myself. All right. So yeah, as you see there, we got the prediction, we got the results up there. All right.
What was that?
Whatever music's going on in the background or an ad or something. I don't know.
There it is. Okay.
There we go. All right. So yeah, as mentioned, Ziggler defeated Corbin and Roode via pinfall to win the title, getting that sneak roll up at the end. Corbin kind of promo backstage saying he was cheated out before he threw a garbage can. That match was given a B. I personally would have given it maybe a C if I'm being nice. Really kind of a mess of a match altogether. Good spots, mostly with the work by Bobby Roode, but ultimately just didn't really feel like a big money match as it should have been.
Yeah, I agree, but the ending zigzag from the end of days I thought was really cool. That nice reversal into moves. So I'd probably give this a B-. It was a fun match, a good opener to get the crowd, into the show, and I just feel like it was a good match all the way through. Corbin definitely needs some more work though.
Yeah, that's true, but ultimately it's a sign of 2017 for Corbin. Wasted potential, really. And he summed it up in that backstage interview about squandering opportunity. He really has been himself a squandered opportunity all of the year. Hopefully 2018 works out a lot better for him, and we'll see what happens down the road. Next on the card, I've got the tag team title match with the Usos defending and successfully defending against the New Day, Gable and Benjamin, and Rusev and Aiden English.
Rusev Day!
Rusev Day! I wish Nico was here to do it because he does it much better.
I love the team of Aiden English and Rusev.
It's such a good team. The only thing I will say for this match is, honestly, it just kind of felt like we were watching Benjamin and Gable rise while we're seeing the New Day fall a bit. And that's the only downside to me. SmackDown seems to really only want to focus on one team being treated like a top contender at any time, whereas you've got legitimately 5 great teams with these 4 units, plus Breezango, and really waiting to see what the Bludgeon Brothers can do, Harper and
Harper.
Rowan back together. So really, this match could have been a lot better. I would have made it a 16 challenge of some sort. Maybe we'll get that down the road coming up to the road to Mania, but
yeah,
really not a bad match right here. We got a B grade on CBS Sports. I'd agree. Definitely a decent match.
Yeah.
A couple of things could have been done better. Maybe the timing a little bit of timing issues throughout the match, but
yeah.
sick finish from the Usos, as they point out there.
I would bump this match up to a B+.
Yeah.
Just because it was 4 great teams going at it, giving everything they got. And the ending with Gable just hitting those 4 rolling Germans.
Yeah.
And the Usos coming in for the super kicks, and then the Uso splash was just incredible.
Yeah.
And so many near finishes, too. Like, I thought Rusev and Aiden English had it won at 2 points in the match.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Next on the card, I believe we had the Women's Championship match. Charlotte retaining against Natalya in a lumberjack match, which really just turned into the Riot Squad having their pay-per-view coming out party with the lumberjack stipulation. Honestly, Natalya and Charlotte, they don't ever fail to impress in the ring if they're booked right. And honestly, aside from the lumberjack stipulation, this was just a good match between the two of them. This match gets a D+ on CBS. Honestly, I'd bump that up a lot higher. Natalya and Charlotte, they put the work into when they're in the ring, proving why they're two of the best in the business. I would give this probably a C+. The outside stuff with the lumberjacks definitely distracted from what was going on in the ring and lowered the quality. But the two of them never fail to put on a good match when they're booked right. And in this case, they were booked decently enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna bump it up to a C-, just because this was one of the lower points for me, because SmackDown just doesn't seem to treat their women's division and their women's championship like it means anything. This was just a placeholder. It was the Cruiserweight divisions for SmackDown. I don't remember much from this match, and I know these two can do better. Look at NXT TakeOver, the first one. That was a great match. This one it didn't have enough time to marinate and make it a good match. Plus, the Lumberjacks really did bottle it down for me.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Anyway, we got a lot to cover tonight, so let's move on to the next match in the docket, which would be, as mentioned, we've mentioned these two teams earlier, the Bludgeon Brothers and Breezango. The Bludgeon Brothers winning in a squash match. Honestly, I don't know who Breezango might have pissed off backstage with just those wrong little in-joke in their skits, but to finish their 2017 getting booked to be destroyed by Harper and Rowan, it's not the ending of the year these guys deserved. Honestly, their work in the ring, though, even when they're losing, they still look great doing it. That's part of the beauty of Breezango.
Oh, yeah.
They're both just so good in the ring. They give this a D. By the nature of the finish, I'd have to agree with that rating. But honestly, I kind of hope we see a rematch down the road from these two teams, because I think Breezango, if given the right given the right booking, again, we come down to this, given the right booking, they've got a lot more to show in their potential as a team. These two are great wrestlers, and a match against the Bludgeon Brothers where they're able to be competitive, I think could be something pretty special.
Yeah, I do agree with the grade. I might actually knock it down to a D- just because, you know, it was a squash match on a pay-per-view. I don't like seeing those.
Yeah. I don't think anybody does.
It wasn't terrible, but I'd probably knock it down to a D-.
All right. And then we got 2 matches left to go. The next one was honestly the match that they hyped up the most for the show. KO and Sammy defeating Orton and Nakamura via pinfall thanks to the double ref stipulation. A lot of bullshit shenanigans from Shane and Daniel Bryan in the match, kind of overshadowing the work being put on by 4 of the best guys on the SmackDown roster. This match, they're giving a B. Oh, God, I wouldn't even give it that good a grade. I'm saying C- for this one. All 4 of these guys should have just been able to go into the ring and just go at it for 20 minutes as a tandem unit. And we should have seen suplexes and haluva kicks and RKOs and Kinshasas going everywhere. But unfortunately, it's not what we got.
Yeah, but I was reading why they gave it a B. And they were saying it was an uneventful match, but it had a great story going in, and that's going to lead to other stuff down the road. Which, I mean, the match itself was good. So I would probably knock it down to a D or
Yeah.
D minus. No, B minus. Because the match was good. It told a good story between Daniel and Shane. You had 4 great workers who never disappoint. So I'd probably knock it down to probably B minus.
Yeah, I can agree with that. And we'll talk about the story setting up here in a little bit when we get to the next segment. But to finish off the night, they sent the fans home happy. AJ and Jinder in their rematch for the WWE Championship. AJ retains via submission with a devastating-looking calf crusher. Honestly, the best match of the night because it's AJ's match. He finishes off the year strong. He goes into 2017 as the man holding the black belt. He ends 2017 as the man holding the black belt, and that's the way it should have been. And I'll say this much. This match kind of proved to me something I've been thinking for a while. Even though he's working with AJ, who is the best on SmackDown right now, Jinder has improved in his time since he was first given the belt. He's definitely gotten better thanks to working with guys like Orton, like Nakamura, and AJ on a consistent basis. And he got to show off in this match. He got to use a lot more of his agility rather than his power game, and it really shined through. He gave AJ a great fight. At the end of the day, the right man is keeping the belt going into the new year, but I can't begrudge Jinder because he at least is finishing off the year strong.
Oh, yeah, I agree. For you guys who haven't seen it, CBS gave it a B+, which I will agree on that one. You're right. Jinder has improved a lot. I just wish they wouldn't have gave him the WWE Championship to begin with.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment that a lot of us have had. But overall, that match getting a B+, I kind of agree with. Overall, I'd give the entire Clash of Champions show a C+, bordering on a B- because of the work rate in the ring on the tag match, the championship match anyway. Charlotte and Natalia's work rate and that championship match. Plus, I'll admit, the storytelling in the Owens and Zayn match was actually really well done. Moving on, speaking of the Owens and Zayn storytelling, SmackDown and Raw have turned into a colossal can't miss of storytelling over the past few weeks since Clash of Champions wrapped. Since then, we've gotten pretty much half the card confirmed for this year's Royal Rumble pay-per-view, and oh boy, is it looking good. First off, we got the 2018 Men's Royal Rumble match. So far, confirmed participants include Orton, Nakamura, and Baron Corbin from SmackDown, Elias and Finn Balor from Raw, and everyone's favorite free agent, his name is John Cena! So 6 men confirmed so far for the Royal Rumble. Rumors are flying left, right, and center of who's the odds-on to win. Cena is currently holding heavy odds on several sites. A lot of people have been saying for a while this is Nakamura's to win. But right now, I would not sleep on Finn Balor.
Yep. For me, it's either going to be Balor or it's going to be Nakamura. One of those two.
And I think no matter what, the winner is challenging AJ. Because let's face it, Vince is going to get his Roman versus Brock Universal title match main event. But either way, you're getting AJ versus his greatest nemesis from New Japan or the other former leader of Bullet Club. My God. Either way, you've got match of the night, whichever one of those two you put against him.
Unless Reigns wins.
Special. They won't. I think they've learned better than to waste the Rumble win on Reigns, especially in Philadelphia. The show's in Philly this year again. They know what happened the last time Roman won the Rumble in front of a Philly crowd.
True.
They're not going to repeat that mistake. Give them that much credit.
I don't know. They're really setting up Brock versus Roman.
I think it'll happen. I'm in the camp that it gets set up the next month at Elimination Chamber with Roman winning the Chamber match to go home strong going into Mania to get the title shot.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. The Universal title.
On Raw.
I was going to say. You go ahead.
So on Raw, they had they were setting up a 6-man tag team match. It was Elias and the Miztourage of Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel taking on Finn Balor and 2 partners of his choosing. Baby, did he get some good partners?
He got the good brothers.
The good brothers.
And if anyone caught it, yes, they won. And of course they won. And they won in a perfect fashion with Gallows and Anderson hitting Magic Killer on Bo. followed up by Finn hitting the coup de grace after a blind tag. That was so beautiful. After the show, WWE actually put up a little clip of the three of them backstage and made reference to Bullet Club.
Hashtag Bullet Club.
Down within 2 hours because they realized, oh shit, we can't say that. We don't own that copyright.
The reason that they took it down is because the Young Bucks sent him a tweet with a cease and desist photo.
Yep. But either way, I think, and they've already teased, this is a pairing that isn't going away. Finn's finally got his boys behind him. And I think this is going to be the spark that they need with Finn to kind of help build him up going into Mania. And it's going to get Gallows and Anderson back in front of people's eyes so people can remember why in 2016, when these two came to the company, they were such a hot commodity.
Yep.
All right.
And apparently the rumor is that they're going to go forward with the Balor Club.
Oh, yeah.
And have it with those three, just call it the Balor Club.
And that's what it should have been since day one.
Mm-hmm.
It should have been that way since Finn came up to Raw in 2016.
Yeah.
But hey, at least they should have booked it then, but at least they're booking it now. And speaking of booking now, Raw, I think they're kind of screwing themselves over with the championship match, but it's going to be another Monsters match. Brock Lesnar defending against both Braun Strowman and Kane, the Beast versus the Monster versus the Machine. This is going to be a slaughter. This is going to be just ridiculous. It's going to be Vince's dream big man match, and that's all he's really wanting from this. I don't expect a technical masterpiece, but it'll be spectacle.
Yeah, I gotta say something about this. So the rumor is what I keep hearing is that Vince was gonna make the match Balor versus Brock at the Royal Rumble for the title.
Yep.
But according to Vince and WWE, the fans lost interest in Finn Balor, so they scrapped the match for this one. Even though after he beat AJ, Vince booked him to lose to Kane in under a minute.
Yep. It's their own stupid booking that put him in this position. So instead of getting the Demon Finn Balor against the Beast Brock Lesnar, the match that we've been seeing hyped since October, we're getting Monster versus Monster versus Monster. And it'll be a fun spectacle match, but ultimately it's going to be boring. Brock's going to retain because the other two monsters won't stop fighting. And if rumors hold true that this is leading somehow to Braun versus Triple H at WrestleMania, I'm going to wait with bated breath. I don't know how this will play out, but the only prediction I have, and I'll make it now, Brock retains. He's going into Mania with that belt. He's too money for them. Speaking of, though, three-man championship matches, SmackDown last night, holy shit, miss. We got a WWE championship match booked with some screwy booking. After all the drama with Kevin and Sammy against Shane, apparently now Daniel Bryan's on their side, and he's booked the two of them in a handicap championship match against AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble. This is turning into some really, really, really good storytelling. You've now got Daniel erring on the side of Sammy and Kevin are being prejudiced against, but giving them this opportunity to both face AJ. I mean, I have no doubt in my mind AJ will still pull out the win and keep that belt around his waist because he's going to have it going into Mania, which is what he should have had last year. But same time, if either Sammy or Kevin can walk out with the belt, that's going to be pretty freaking interesting.
The thing I have, and I hope they don't do this because I do like the pairing of Sammy and Kevin. I hope they don't use this 2-on-1 handicap title match to break them up again.
I don't think that's what we're getting at all because it's booked as a handicap match, but there's no stipulation of who is the champion if they win. I think they would be co-champions, if anything.
Oh, God, no.
And it's going to be we are the WWE champion if that's the case. So,
oh, no.
I actually kind of like this because of the direction they're taking Kevin and Sammy. No, but Lay Cool are the only ones who've really done it, though. That's the thing. I like the direction they're taking Kevin and Sammy, that they are they're back to being best friends and the best of friends. So I think this direction could work. Again, my prediction is AJ still retains because he's going to fight the winner of the Rumble, which, again, will be either Balor or Nakamura, if I'm right. So it's still an interesting matchup and leading into continuing this interesting story of Bryan siding with the two of them while Shane wants nothing to do with Owens and Zayn.
I do wonder if this is going to set up Shane versus Bryan in Mania.
I don't think Mania. I think SummerSlam for those two.
SummerSlam?
Yeah, because they've got to get Bryan cleared, and he's not going to get
Brian's contract expires after
September.
Mania. Oh, in September?
Yeah, so they still got SummerSlam to go.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I was thinking it was after Mania.
Yeah, I've been hearing rumors of Bryan and Shane at SummerSlam. Loser leaves WWE. So take that with a grain of salt, but it is what it is. There's 2 more matches also currently booked. Again, following up on the aftermath of Clash of Champions, Dolph Ziggler vacated the U.S. title and walked away from the company on screen. He is still an active wrestler. He's only wrestling house shows, though, but he's not appearing on TV to sell this story. So now we've got a tournament for the new U.S. champion, which will be culminated at Royal Rumble. Currently stacked up in the tournament bracket, we've had Bobby Roode defeat Baron Corbin by pinfall, Jinder Mahal going over Ty Dillinger, and your boy Xavier Woods, aka Austin Creed, what's up, going up against Aiden English and getting the win. And then next week we'll get a rematch of the former Hype Bros, Zach and Mojo Rawley, where the winner will go on to play Bobby in the semis. Honestly, I think between the 3 guys who are already in the semis, you've got a really interesting set of pairings potentially. Bobby's worked with Xavier in the past from his TNA days as Consequences Creed. They've had a couple matches together and they work very well together. But Bobby versus Jinder, that's the perfect place for Jinder to be in.
Mm-hmm.
This is where he should have been when he came to SmackDown.
Yeah.
Build himself up as a heel in the mid-card and then stranglehold the U.S. title. That's where he should be booked. Honestly, I think it's going to come down to Bobby versus Jinder, but honestly, because I love him so much for his entire career, I really do hope Xavier Woods gets into that final. I don't think it'll happen, but I kind of hope it does.
What I feel like is going to happen is, like you said before, it's going to be Roode versus Jinder, and I feel like they're going to give it to Roode. Just because Jinder just lost the W Championship match against AJ, I feel like they're going to let him breathe a little bit and then book him in the U.S. division. But Roode, he's come so close on multiple occasions. He's come he's had his fingertips on it. That if you let him win this tournament, that will be a catalyst to jump him up.
Oh, yeah. Now, there's one more match we haven't talked about, though, and this is from, I believe it was the night after Clash of Champions. The main event segment of Raw, Stephanie McMahon broke character and made the bombshell announcement we've all been waiting for. A 30-woman Women's Royal Rumble. The first ever Women's Royal Rumble match. There's already 14 confirmed participants, and as noted on this week's Raw by Kurt Angle, will officially be a 30-woman match. We're not getting some cheap out 20, and it's contested under the same Royal Rumble rules as the normal match. Further confirmed superstars are Naomi, Asuka, Ruby Riott, Natalya, Sasha, Bayley, Paige, Mandy Rose, and Sonya Deville, Carmella, Tamina, Lana, Liv Morgan, and Sarah Logan. Also, being a Royal Rumble match, you know there's going to be some returns in the books. I am really hoping for a Trish Stratus return. She's not going to win it, but I'd love to see Trish come back for this first match. And, of course, as I've said a few times on this show, this would be the perfect spot to debut Ronda Rousey. I don't want her to win, though. I want her to come in, wreak havoc, and then get eliminated by somebody with getting some cheap heat, but set up the 4 horsewoman match for WrestleMania.
Kind of like with AJ Styles.
Yeah. Ultimately, my pick to win the match should be the honest odds-on favorite, and she is currently the odds-on favorite, Asuka. She's got the undefeated streak going. The only ever loss she's taken is in a battle royal from NXT in late 2016 after she first debuted, before she won the women's belt, so it didn't really count for anything. So, really, it's Asuka's to lose. This is the perfect way to set her up as the megastar of the women's division. Have her go for the belt and win it at Mania, and then just book her to the sun, moon, and stars from there. It's the perfect place for her to get the big win.
Yeah. To be honest, I either want I see Asuka winning or I see Paige winning, if I'm being honest.
Paige winning with the help of Mandy and Sonya, I can see that happening. But honestly, WWE are so high on Asuka right now for all the right reasons.
Yeah.
I want to see Asuka going up against Alexa Bliss, have that match be at WrestleMania for the Raw Women's title. That
no,
would
I'm saying like either way, I'm good if either Paige wins or if Asuka wins.
Honestly, I don't want to see them have the asterisk next Asuka's undefeated streak, though. So I'd rather she get the win and then move on to Mania, where it's streak versus title for Asuka, and she finally gets she gets another big prize. But that's all we've got currently for the Royal Rumble card.
I also see Lita making a return in the Rumble.
I don't, because she's got nagging injuries from her spine and neck from way back in 2001. So her in-ring retirement is kind of stuck right now.
Well, she's already this past week, actually, she was in a 6-man tag team match on, I think, an indie circuit.
Yeah.
She's cleared to wrestle.
Well, getting a WWE clearance is totally different, though. So
I'm just saying, she currently works under WWE. She does different projects, so it wouldn't be far-fetched to get her back.
We'll see how it goes. Also, before we do jump into the Wrestle Kingdom talk, we also have missed out on some news from Ring of Honor, and really, we had ROH's final battle. Dalton Castle is the new ROH champ. Honestly, not a bad pick. I was kind of hoping Cody would keep it, but Dalton's not a bad pick. He's a workhorse.
That was a good match. That was a very good match.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
But the big news from Ring of Honor is it's the beginning of the year, and they might lose a lot of good talent.
Really?
Talk is, by the end of the month, you will see WWE announcing that War Machine are on their way to the Performance Center, as well as Ricochet finally putting ink to the contract that he's been holding on to for a year.
Oh,
now, here's the thing. I see Ricochet fitting in very well with the current scene of NXT contenders. Matches between him, Adam Cole, Eric Young, Roddy Strong, and Drew McIntyre when he's back and healthy, as well as Almas and Gargano. Holy shit, you can see the new age of NXT having no problem for the next 12 months. War Machine, though, I've been hearing rumors that they're going to go straight to main, and I love it.
I do too.
They deserve to go straight to main. These two are two of the best big men in the business, and if they go straight to main, you've got some instant built-in feuds. If they go to Raw, you can pair them up against Gallows and Anderson. You can have them fight the Revival. You can have them fight the current champs if you want. Hell, you can have them go against Cesaro and Sheamus, and oh my god, that would be amazing.
That would be a hard-hitting battle, and I would pay to see it.
Or you put them on SmackDown, War Machine versus the Usos, War Machine versus the New Day, War Machine versus Gable and Benjamin. Like,
Bludgeon Brothers.
Oh my god, War Machine versus the Bludgeon Brothers. Have AOP finally get called up and have them fight them. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
There's so many potential great matchups for War Machine and WWE. They'd be wasted if they go to NXT. They would just be pulling off squash matches on TV once a month until Vince finally has some common sense to pull them up. But no, I hope they go straight to main because they deserve it. They're a great team. They are vets. They know what they're doing. And they have some potential to put on some great work on the main roster.
See, the only problem, I agree with you on, let me fix my camera real quick, on Ricochet going to NXT, he's going to have great matches. He's just going to be treated as another cruiserweight on the main roster. Put him on 205 Live where no one cares about him, and that's wasted talent.
All right. Well, there's another thing, though, and I think this is the thing. The reason why they want him to go to NXT first is because they know Triple H is going to treat him right in NXT, and he'll want to specifically go to NXT to work with Triple H, work with Matt, the head trainer, Matt Bloom, work with the guys down there in Florida and hone the craft of WWE wrestling. And kind of like a lot of guys right now, I've been hearing rumors, a lot of guys are not wanting call-ups because they're biding time for Triple H to take over on the main roster so they can have somebody in charge who is going to be behind the more talented guys and not just the big sweaty men. And I'm really hoping that is the case. Well, if rumors are true that Vince is relaunching the XFL throughout this Alpha Entertainment venture and he focuses all his energy on that, I kind of hope it happens because then he's forced to hand over the reins of WWE. Triple H, Steph, and Shane have to start sharing power, and Triple H is really going to be the guy picking the spots of who's there for them to use and getting in their ear of, this is this person, here's how you use them. This is this person, here's how you use them. And hopefully we kind of get that evolution. And Ricochet could be one of those guys that goes to NXT, has a great string of matches with the current crop down there, but then stays there to bide his time for the jump to the main roster when the regime change happens, hopefully by the end of the year.
Yeah, I don't want Ricochet to be forgotten. I mean, look at Cedric Alexander. He did fantastic in the Cruiserweight Classic. People were like, bring him up, and now he's nowhere. He's not being used at all.
It's just a shame because, again, it comes down to the fact that Vince's booking style is he still values size over substance, and it's not going to change. It has not changed since 1985, and it's not going to change anytime soon. Nope. He's got to go, and it's an unfortunately sad truth. The guy's in his 70s. He's lost touch no matter what he says behind the scenes, but that's just it. It's got to change with a regime change, and it's got to be a full regime change.
Yeah.
But it'll happen if and when it happens. But that said, we've been dodging this subject for long enough on this show.
Yeah.
We are going to go over the card for tonight, for tomorrow, tonight, depending on what time zone you're in when you're watching this. Wrestle Kingdom 12, live from the Tokyo Dome. New Japan's WrestleMania, but better than WrestleMania if you've ever watched one.
And a lot of Jay, baby.
He's holding up the shirt. I promise you with my predictions, you're going to see a lot of those guys tonight on Wrestle Kingdom. But let's go over it. There are 9 matches on the card officially. 10, including the New Japan Rumble, but we're not going to count the New Japan Rumble because we don't even know who's going to be in the New Japan Rumble. So basically, this is a heads up. We're going to play a game here. Hunter and I are going to go back and forth with predictions. Out of the 9 matches, whoever gets the most correct answers gets to pick a WWE theme for the loser of the predictions game to sing a cappella on our next episode of Wrestling News Takedown. So this is going to be pretty interesting.
Here we go.
I just can't half-ass my picks here. So we're gonna go from the bottom of the card up, starting off with your IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship match, Roppongi 3K, Sho and Yo against the Young Bucks. I'll let you pick first on this one.
Okay. Sho and Yo have been on a tear lately. But I feel like the Young Bucks are going to squeak it out just a little bit. So my picks are my boys, the Young Bucks.
All right, so you've got the Young Bucks for that match. Okay. See, I've been debating this a little bit because Sho and Yo had a rocket strap to their backs when they first came back, winning the junior titles off of Taguchi Japan. That being said, it's the Young Bucks. They always put on a great show. They are ambassadors for New Japan worldwide, and they have been for a couple years now. But my gut just tells me that based on results we're going to see for other factions later in the show, this is one of those matches where it's a faction versus a factionless team, and the factionless are going to pick up the win. So I've got Roppongi 3K retaining the belts here.
Okay.
Let's move on to the next match on the card, and this one's going to be a bit of a thinker because it is a gauntlet match for the never openweight 6-man tag team titles. We have Bullet Club, represented by Fale, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa. Chaos, represented by Beretta, Ishii, and Toru Yano. Mike Elgin and War Machine. Suzuki-gun, represented by Taichi, Takashi Iizuka, and Zack Sabre Jr., and Taguchi Japan being represented by Juice Robinson, Raisuke Taguchi himself, and Togi Makabe. I'll go first on this one. I can tell you right now, it won't be Elgin and War Machine because, as I mentioned, Hanson and Rowe are going off to new WWE. They're done with Japan and ROH in a couple of weeks. Looking at the roster of teams here, I kind of wish they had allowed LIJ to still compete in this match. The idea was LIJ's team, Bushi, Evil, and Sonata, they had to forfeit the belts because Evil and Sonata won the tag league. So to get that tag title shot, they had to give up the never openweight titles. So this is so tough to pick because the team I would pick is not in this. But you know what? I'm going to go with my gut, and I'm picking the team repping Bullet Club. My boys Fale, Tonga, and Tama Loa. They are just a great unit together. 3 big, badass Polynesian dudes. They work well together. Between the Tonga boys, you've got former tag champs on your side. They've got the experience together, and you can never count out what Fale can do in the ring against anybody of any size. So I'm going with the Bullet Club in this one.
All right, so who's repping Chaos?
Chaos is being repped by Beretta, Ishii, and Toru Yano.
Oh, it's so hard not to go against that. That is a really good team. See, I'm actually going between two factions now. Either Bullet Club or Chaos. Both of these teams work well together. Shit. You're right, this is a thinker, ain't it?
Yep.
I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to go with Bullet Club.
Okay, I got you down for Bullet Club on that one. All right, next up, an even harder match to pick. Cody versus Kota Ibushi. Now, I will say, this match was originally going to be a landslide pick because before Cody lost the belt to Dalton Castle, the idea was that this match would be for the ROH title. But now that Cody dropped the belt to Castle, this is just an open challenge match between two of the best guys in the business. I'm going to let you pick first on this one. It's your turn to pick first anyway.
Thanks. Holy shit. Cody has had a ruckus year. Holy shit, the dude's been on fire. I feel like Cody's going to win this one because he has gone off a loss against Dalton Castle. He's going to use that as motivation to take out Kota Ibushi.
Okay. Now, here's my thing. Again, when the ROH title was on the line, I would have instantly said Cody. But now it's out of the picture. So the way I see it, Cody, to me, he's going to go into this fight hot. He's going to have Brandy at his side, but he's going into this fight with a fire in his belly. Kota, on the other hand, he's fought bigger, he's fought badder, he's fought slightly better, and he is on the cusp of signing with New Japan and committing to New Japan finally for the first time in 3 years since they broke up him and Kenny's team. Honestly, because of the booking implications of him winning, I got to go with Ibushi on this one. It's just the implications of what New Japan would book long-term by having him go over Cody and start to go after Bullet Club and work his way up to Kenny. I think Ibushi gets the win here, and he uses it as the catalyst to start building up a feud against the club and finally go, and at the end, sometime in the summer, going after Kenny Omega.
See, I could also see that, but I just feel like Cody's going to use that extra motivation to come harder, faster, quicker than Cody has ever seen before.
Yeah.
We're going to see a different Cody.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Now, as a palate cleanser, but not really because holy shit, this is going to be a good match. We've got the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team belts. The team of Killer Elite Squad repping Suzuki-gun, Davey Boy Smith Jr., and Lance Archer going up against Evil and Sonata of Los Ingobernables de Japón, the team you're repping with a shirt. My pick first here, and honestly, this is LIJ's match to lose. Evil and Sonata have proven through the World Tag League they are two of the best in the business, and they are two guys who, you put them in singles, they're great. You put them together as a team, they are on fire together. Killer Elite Squad, honestly, as part of that transition that happened last year with Suzuki-gun's invasion, they've been okay, but they're definitely feeling like a placeholder tag team. No disrespect to Archer and Smith, but this is LIJ's match to lose. I've got Evil and Sonata going over and bringing home that gold to LIJ.
All right. Give you a hint who I'm going for.
I don't even need – I'm writing it down. I already had it.
LIJ, baby. Come on. Evil, I watched the Team League. Evil and Sonata work tremendously together. And I feel like, as you said before, this is their match to lose. If we get the Evil and Sonata from the Team League, nothing's going to stop them.
All right. Well, I think that's the team we're going to get. And with Bushi at their side, also repping them at ringside, I could see a little LIJ trickery going down. But, again, it's not really necessary. Evil and Sonata have proven through the World Tag League they are the best team in New Japan at the moment, and they are going to bring home that gold for LIJ. Now, let's move on. We got another title match to discuss. It's all title matches from here on out. We have Minoru Suzuki against Hiroki Goto with a very interesting stipulation. No seconds and loser gets their haircut. Sorry. So
the head cut. Loser dies.
Oh no! Well, the loser's going to get their head cut open anyway because between Goto and Suzuki, there's probably going to be some bloodshed in this match. I'll go first on the. Actually, no, it's your turn to go first on this. So between those two, who do you got?
Is this for the Never Openweight Championship?
Yeah, I forgot that. It's for the Never Openweight Singles Championship.
Ooh. See, I haven't watched that many of the Never Openweights, but I know of them. And I know how fucking hard-hitting Goto can be. I'm going for Goto.
Okay. Honestly, I would have said Suzuki if not for the stipulations. The fact that you can't have anyone from Suzuki going at ringside as part of the no seconds rule, and the fact that loser gets their haircut, Suzuki needs a fucking haircut. Let's face it. Whatever the fuck he's been doing with that head since he came back to New Japan, it's got to stop. And Goto is overdue for a final big push of his career. I think Goto might be starting to get to that tail end where he transitions into sort of supporting wrestler and only appearing in tag matches. I think this is going to be the start of his last big singles run. So yes, I agree. I'm going to go with Goto on this one as well. Let's go ahead and record that one. And it doesn't get any easier from here because it's my pick first for the Junior Heavyweight Championship Fatal 4-Way.
Oh, this match. Oh,
this is going to be killer. It is Marty Scurll repping Bullet Club in the Elite, Hiromu Takahashi repping LIJ, Kushida representing New Japan, and Will Ospreay representing Chaos. Oh my god. Okay. So here's what I'm thinking. Marty Scurll is the current defending champ. But honestly, this title has been carouseled between these four guys so well that no one has an advantage booking into this match. And with the 4-way, no one gets an advantage anyway. So, on top of it, it's not even an elimination match. This is just a straight-up 4-way match where anything goes. Honestly, between the four, unfortunately, I don't think Marty's keeping the belt. I think Ospreay is going to get his big push at the end of the year. So it's really going to come down to Takahashi versus Kushida. And like last year's junior heavyweight match at Wrestle Kingdom 11, Takahashi just has that little bit of unpredictability X factor, and he's riding the wave of LIJ's dominance for the night. I think Takahashi gets the gold back.
All right, so you're going with Takahashi?
I'm going with Takahashi on this one.
See, I would agree because of the squash match that happened at last year's Wrestle Kingdom with him and Kushida. But after watching what happened at Power Struggle, Will Ospreay, Marty Scurll,
yeah,
to me it's got to be one of these two guys. Because I feel like as the junior heavyweights go, they are two of the best.
Oh, there's no argument there. But my thought with Takahashi and the way they've booked him and Kushida is he has Kushida's number. Kushida cannot counter how explosive Takahashi's offense is, where at any moment he's just going to go flying off of something, barreling at you, and you really can't do anything to stop it other than just sitting there and hoping it doesn't hurt too much.
Yeah, I can see that, but I feel like either Marty or Ospreay will know how to counteract that.
All right.
They've been wrestling long enough and doing that catch style of wrestling where I feel like they can ground Takahashi. They can ground Kushida. And it really makes it their match. If they want to wrestle their match, they will.
So between Ospreay and Scurll, who do you got?
I'm going with Marty. I don't say Marty retains his belt. Just because if it does come down to Ospreay and Marty's already shown that he can beat him multiple times.
Yep. All right.
And I feel like that Ospreay losing to Scurll again is just going to have him go off the edge and then have that big singles push at the end of the year where he finally beats Marty for the title.
Potentially, yeah. Anyway, moving on. It doesn't get any easier from here, although this one might be the last one in which you can make an easy argument for. The IWGP Intercontinental title defended by New Japan's forever ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi, going up against the newly returned Sling Blade, Jay White, the former Young Lion, back from his excursion, looking to fulfill his promise. It's your turn to pick first on this one, dude.
Oh, wow. See, I like Jay White. I feel like the experience edge is going to give Tanahashi the win. I feel like he's been the ace of New Japan for years. I feel like that's going to help him win. So I'm going with Tanahashi.
Okay. Here's my thing. Here's my thought. If this match was going on as the last or second to last match on the card, Tanahashi retaining, I think, would be a moot point. It would be happening. It's going on third to last, though, and it's showing New Japan's reliance on Tanahashi is finally starting to wane, and they're relying more on bigger other stars who have come up over the last couple years. Also, if rumors are true, Tanahashi needs time off. He is dealing with multiple injuries. Most recently in December, before his last match, he was diagnosed with his right knee just being completely destroyed and filled with fluid, but he still went out and fought. Whereas Jay White, he's healthy, he's back from an excursion, and New Japan, like everyone else who's come back from excursions recently, is looking to strap a rocket on him and just fly him up and see what he can do. So I'm going with Jay White winning this one. He has been impressive since his Young Lion days. There's a reason New Japan sent him off in an excursion, because he has all the talent and tools in the world. And his return through those Sling Blade promos and his attack on Tanahashi and the convincingness of it, Jay White is looking like the real deal and the next big guy that New Japan want to push out. So I'm going with Jay White on this one.
God damn it. After you brought up the injury shit, I was like, shit, I should have went with Jay.
Too bad. I already wrote down Tanahashi.
I know.
All right. Moving on. I don't know which one we want to talk about next, but you know what? We'll go with the order of the card. We'll go with the order of the card. And next is what is going to hopefully be the match of the night.
Oh, no.
U.S. Championship. Alpha versus Omega. Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega, leader of the Bullet Club and the member of the Too Sweet Elite. It's my first pick on this one, luckily. And you know what? Really, the belt is what's telling the story. If Chris Jericho was coming back full-time and news broke that he signed a full-time deal with New Japan, I wouldn't be surprised if they put the belt on him. But to me, this screams special attraction, one-off appearance, and a way to put Kenny over as the best in the world. He can't get the main event because of how New Japan wants to book, which I'll get to. But Kenny getting the rub over Jericho in a no DQ match to retain that brand new title and build the U.S. title up as something special is going to be something amazing. This match is going to, hopefully, as everyone is saying, including Kenny and Chris themselves, blow anything else on the card out of the freaking arena. And I hope it's going to. But Omega is the man. Omega is the future star of New Japan. And I've got Kenny keeping the belt and retaining in this match.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going with Kenny Omega. I feel like, as you said before, if Jericho was there full time, I wouldn't be surprised if they did give him the belt. But since this is an attraction, and also the fact that Kenny Omega is one of the best wrestlers in the world today, I'm saying Omega comes out looking hella strong. Jericho comes out looking hella strong, even in defeat. This is going to be match of the night, in my opinion.
Okay. So then, now that we've got that out of the way, we come to the main event. And the match that will hopefully be able to do better than Omega versus Jericho. The IWGP Heavyweight Championship. The man, Kazuchika Okada, who has just broken the record for longest individual and longest cumulative days as IWGP champion, against the winner of last year's G1 Climax, the leader of Los Ingobernables de Japón, Tetsuya Naito. You get to pick first on this one. Have fun.
This one's hard. I love both guys. Oh, man. Naito's already proven that he can beat Okada. Okada's proven that he can beat Naito. This is going to be a back and forth match, but you know what? I'm taking the underdog here. I'm going with my boy Naito. We'll say Naito, after coming off of a huge victory, the G1 Climax, becoming the rising star. I feel like this is Naito's time. Main event, Wrestle Kingdom, beat Okada. Check both those off the list at the same time.
Okay. All right. This is where things are tough because you've just pointed out exactly what Naito's arc should be. 4 years ago in 2014, these two were supposed to have this match for the main event of Wrestle Kingdom.
Main event.
And a fan vote decided that this should not be the main event that year and instead went to Tanahashi and Nakamura for the IC title. Since then, Naito's arc has been completely getting disrespected and disowned by the NWJP fan audience, walking away from the company to go on an excursion to Japan, teaming up with the original Los Ingobernables and CMLL and finding his place. Yep, CMLL. Yep. And then coming back, just completely gone is the Stardust Genius, the future star of the company. And here is a man who honestly does not give two shits what anyone in Japan thinks of him, other than he's going to prove that he's the top guy. But on the other hand, you have the man who's just broken the record for most consecutive days as defending champion. The man who's broken the record of most cumulative days holding his title. Okada has had 8 straight title defenses. There's only one more record for title defense for being champion that he has. 11 consecutive defenses of the belt. That record is held by Tanahashi. My pick is Okada. And the reason I pick Okada is because A, they want him to have all the records. B, he's a star-making machine. He's going to make Naito look great no matter what happens in this match. But they want to have him hold all the records. Because by the end of the year, they're going to be looking for either Naito at next year's Wrestle Kingdom, finally fulfilling the arc, Omega, or maybe even Jay White, to come after Okada by the end of the year after he gets his 12th defense, which would be scheduled for sometime in July around the time of after they come back from America, going into this year's G1 Climax in the summer. I think the idea by Gato and Jado booking their boy Okada to break that final record is what's the icing on the cake for that pick. As much as I'd love Naito to win the belt and fulfill that story, I want to see Okada get that last notch on his belt to become the true unstoppable champion, so that when somebody does beat him for the title, it's going to be that much sweeter.
See, I do. The reason I went Naito is because you brought up the records he's already beat. And, 8 title defenses, longest champion. The reason I went with Naito is because, one, it would be unexpected. You'd have a shocking moment, and the fans would love it. The fans love Naito. They love the way that he acts and the way he doesn't care. And the fact that they faced each other before. And that Naito has won one, but Okada's beaten him multiple times.
Yeah.
The fact that he has lost the main event spot at Wrestle Kingdom to Tanahashi, which he beat. The next arc, beat Okada. Wrestle Kingdom main event for the title.
Yeah, well, me, honestly, it goes back to if someone was going to beat Okada for that belt and be the next big star, it should have been Kenny Omega last year. Naito is almost at that point, but so is Kenny. So really, you've got a situation where you have a 1A, 1B, and 1C in the company, but you might as well run with your 1A and build up his star and make him something of legend, so that when Naito or Omega topple him, it's going to be that much sweeter to beat the man who's broken all the records. He's got 2 of the 3 big records. He needs that third. I'm saying Okada retains. He goes on through the middle of the year to keep the belt. And by this time next year, he'll have that record for consecutive title defenses. So Wrestle Kingdom 13 or something before that in the summer, when somebody goes to break those records, it's going to feel that much sweeter when someone takes the belt off of him when he's already become the champion of Myth. That's where I'll leave.
Yeah. Either way, Wrestle Kingdom 12 looks like it's going to be a fucking star-making night. I am so excited for tomorrow night.
I'm also going through the card here because we have an interesting situation looking at the card and what we've predicted. I'm punching the numbers, and we have 5 matches of 9 where we're picking different winners, but one of those is the 4-way match where we could both get it wrong. So I'm proposing a tiebreaker, and this one is a time-waiting tiebreaker. How many stars out of 5 do you think that Dave Meltzer is going to award Kenny Omega's match?
I'd have better luck just freaking picking the winner of the Rumble.
That's true, but we don't know who's in it, so we can't do that.
Shit. You start.
I'm going to go with 5 3/4 out of 5. Because let's face it, Dave Meltzer loves him some Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. He loves touting them up. Jericho and Omega are going to put on a show. They're probably going to end up with the highest rated match on the card. So I'm going to say it's Jericho Omega, and they're going to get something ridiculous like 5 3/4.
I'm going to say 6.
You're going with a 6 out of 5?
Yeah.
And just for laughs, what do you think will be the highest rated match on the card? I'm going with Jericho Omega.
I'm going Okada Naito main event.
So you're saying Okada Naito will get it better than the 6?
Oh, wait. All right, hold on. You said highest rating.
Yeah.
Yeah, then probably Jericho and Omega.
All right. So we both think Jericho and Omega will be the highest rated match of the card. Okay. And finally, last prediction, going back to that 4-way match, how many times do you think that Takahashi's cat is going to get hit with a move by somebody in that match?
Every fucking move.
How many times?
Turns hitting. So like 45. I don't know.
I'm going to go something simple. I'm going to say 17.
17. No, it's 12.
God damn that cat. I love it. All right. So that's our Wrestle Kingdom.
One more. How many super kicks will the Young Bucks hit?
I'm going to guess about 7.
I'm going to guess like 15, 16.
All right. Young Bucks super kicks. 7 to 15.
7 to 15. All right. You want to go ahead and close this out?
Yeah, let's go ahead and close this up, folks. So the ultimate end here is if you were playing along with the predictions game, I've got them written down, but of course we can always go back to the video archive. Remember, the winner of the predictions game gets to choose a song that the loser has to sing a cappella on the next Wrestling News Takedown.
I'm the winner, of course.
This is going to be something interesting. I'm going to make sure, I'm hoping your throat is healthy before this next show, but just in case, I'm going to make sure I warm up the pipes before we go next time. But on that note, just watch Wrestle Kingdom, folks. Get New Japan World. It's the easiest way to watch it. Honestly, it's worth the $10 a month or whatever it costs you wherever you are to get it. It's so worth it. But ultimately, folks, we're going to wrap things up here tonight. So for the Boss Hunter Chambliss, I've been Alex Omega Warden. This has been Wrestling News Takedown for the week of July 1st, 2018. Happy New Year, everybody, and we will see you next time. Take care. Goodbye.